to SS Virtual Medicos. First of all, thank you for your support and hope you all are fine. This is Stephen here. Just a brief introduction. This platform is coordinated by me and my companion Sandro. We are 5th year medical students at Key Medical University. And today we are going to study the topic pancreatitis. We will be discussing through the definition, physiology, etiology, signs and symptoms, complications, diagnosis and treatment. So let's move on to the definition of pancreatitis. Pancreatitis is an inflammation of pancreas. It happens when the digestive enzymes start digesting the pancreas itself. It's also called as autodigestion, and it is a reversible reaction. It is a reversible reaction. This pancreatitis can be of two types. They are acute and chronic. In this video, we will be discussing the acute pancreatitis. Before going into details, we will be just seeing an overview of physiology of pancreas. Well, pancreas is an organ that sits behind the stomach, situated partly retroperitoneal, means just behind the peritoneum. Also, it is an unencapsulated organ. As you can see here, this pancreas makes the connection with the duodenum, which is the first part of intestine, small intestine. And this bile duct from the gallbladder and the liver makes a connection with the pancreatic duct and joins to form pancreato-hepatic duct and finds its way to the duodenum. Along with that, there is a sphincter. This sphincter will prevent the reflux of intestinal content into the pancreas. Okay, the pancreas has two main functions. It works as endocrine as well as the exocrine. So let's have a close look to the functional part of pancreas. The functional part includes Asner cell and the islets of Langerhans. Asner cell is the exocrine part and islets of Langerhans is the endocrine part. The islets of Langerhans is a cluster of cells. They are alpha cells, beta, gamma and delta. This alpha cell secretes glucagon. And beta cell secretes insulin. This gamma cell secretes polypeptide. This delta cell secretes somatostatin. And these secretions are released into the bloodstream. And the Asner cell secretes digestive enzymes like amylase, lipase, and protease. This protease includes trypsinogen, chymotrypsinogen, proelastase, and procarboxypeptidase. These Asner cell secretions are directly into the pancreatic duct. And these enzymes, digestive enzymes, helps in the digestion, and these exocrine enzymes break down the macromolecules. These are the exocrine enzymes, and this helps in the breakdown of macromolecules like carbohydrates, lipids, proteins. But these macromolecules are also found in cells of pancreas. So to protect the pancreas from digestion of own macromolecule, these Asner cell will secrete the enzymes as inactive, means it's a proenzyme or the zymogen. The zymogen, it's a membrane bound vesicle with protease inhibitor. So let's have an example like trypsinogen. It's an inactive enzyme. Trypsinogen is converted into active trypsin by the enzyme enterokinase. enterokinase is an enzyme which is found in the duodenum. So these inactive enzymes, when reaching the duodenum, and this enterokinase will active the inactive enzymes into active form. And now this active trypsin will convert the inactive pancreatic enzymes into active enzymes. Inactive pancreatic enzymes to active. Other than that, this intercalated duct also secrete bicarbonate and fluid. This bicarbonate and fluid will make the duodenum alkaline because these enzymes, the digestive enzymes works better in alkaline environment. Do you know how this Asner cell and intercalated duct is activated? These cells are activated by stimulus from acetylcholine. Other than this acetylcholine, there is a cell which is present in intestine, that is I cell and S cell. This I cell secretes cholecystokinin CCK and S cell secretes secretin. This CCK will stimulate the Asner cells, whereas secretin will stimulate the intercalated duct and releases the secretions. This is a small physiology of pancreas. But in case if this trypsinogen is get activated early other than reaching the duodenum, it can causes acute pancreatitis. This might happen as a result of injury to Asner cell or impaired secretions of proenzymes. The two leading causes of acute pancreatitis are alcohol and gallstone. So let's see how alcohol will causes acute pancreatitis. The alcohol will increase the zymogen secretions from Asner cells, while alcohol will decrease the fluid and bicarbonate. Due to this decrease in the fluid and bicarbonate, the pancreatic juice will get thick and viscous, leading to plug and obstruct the duct. Due to this obstruction, the zymogen granules may back up in the cells and fuse with the lysosome, which brings the trypsinogen, this inactive enzyme, into contact with lysosomal enzyme and convert it to active trypsin, and the autodigestion of pancreas occurs. It is an acute pancreatitis, but the alcohol also contribute the pancreatitis in some other ways. For example, like the alcohol will stimulate the Asner cells and releases the inflammatory cytokines. These inflammatory cytokines will cause immune response. This immune response causes the release of neutrophil. And this neutrophil will releases the superoxide and protease. Proteases. These superoxide and proteases will cause cellular damage to cells and causes acute pancreatitis. That's about alcohol induced acute pancreatitis. So let's see gallstone induced acute pancreatitis. Sometimes the gallstone may get lodged at the sphincter of Oddi, which blocks the release of pancreatic juice. Just before we studied in alcohol induced pancreatitis, if the duct is get blocked, the zymogen granules may backed up in the cells and fuse with the lysosome, which brings the inactive trypsinogen into contact with lysosomal enzyme and convert it to trypsin, active trypsin, and that results in autodigestion and causes acute pancreatitis. So these two are pretty similar. That's about gallstone induced acute pancreatitis. So let's move on to the signs and symptoms. The signs and symptoms includes vomiting, epigastric pain, fever and jaundice. The epigastric pain may radiate to the back. Radiate to back. And in case of gallstone induced acute pancreatitis, the person may presented with jaundice. So if you need to know more about jaundice and what are the causes, you can see the previous video. So let's move on to the complication. The complication of acute pancreatitis are pancreatic pseudocyst infection, pleural effusion, and ARDS, acute respiratory distress syndrome. And do you know what is this pancreatic pseudocyst? Pancreatic pseudocyst is a fluid-filled sac that contains enzymes, blood, and necrotic or dead tissues. That's it. So let's see the diagnosis of acute pancreatitis. The diagnosis includes pain in the epigastric region, and also with the lab results we can diagnose. They are increased serum amylase and increased serum lipase. This lipase is a more specific. That's about diagnosis. And let's see the treatment of acute pancreatitis. Medications like pain management and also anti-emetic drugs if the patient is having vomiting, and also electrolytes, hydration and nutritional support, and other interventions like alcohol cessation and also dietary modification, like low fat food. So that's about the treatment. Hope you all understood with today's topic, and thank you for watching my video.